Joe Zikas from YoChicago.com. I'm at the corner of Dearborn and Division at a Starbucks with internet entrepreneur, co-founder of Chicago Rentals Direct, Stephanie Konow. Hi, Steph.
Hi.
A lot of people live around here, and why do they live here?
Well, Joe, they like to live around here for a lot of reasons. I actually did live here for 2 years myself, so I can tell you firsthand that the Gold Coast is an excellent location. It's right in the center of everything you need. We've got great access to transportation, stores, bars and restaurants. We've got the lake just a couple blocks down here. And
we've got buses.
Buses, right? We've got the public buses, L-stops.
Stop is about a block away, red line. We've got noise, we've got bikers. we've got every kind of action you can imagine here.
We really do right here, absolutely. One of my favorite places to go there is the back room. Catch some live music, maybe a drink at the bar at Gibson.
Got some of Chicago's most famous bars here, Butch McGuire's.
Yes, this around the corner from the Triangle is where a little bit of the more casual bars you'll find here, but still a lot of fun, and it really adds to the diversity of the area.
So we're going to go look at 8 different apartment buildings that are within a 2-minute walk of here.
Yes, yeah, there's so many different buildings right around this area, but especially from this corner where we're standing.
Pretty good mix?
A very good mix, yes, yes.
And then you have a lot of condos that are for rent around here too.
Lots of condos. I rented out a condo that I lived in. This is 1164 North Dearborn. It's a 5-story vintage building. Dates back to the 1920s. So we have studios and 1-bedrooms in this building. The studios start at about $795 at 300 square feet, and the 1-beds at $1,095. So
that's kind of the low end of the rent range in this neighborhood.
It is, yes. It's a really great price, especially for this location. And if you're willing to, you know, have a smaller space, you can live right here in the center of it all.
We've walked down to the corner, and we have 2 high-rises in front of us. The first one I'm looking at is 1130.
1130 North Dearborn. This is Elm Street Plaza. It's managed by Habitat. We have studios, 1-bedrooms, and 2-bedrooms in this building. A couple different floor plans of each type. Studios are starting at about $1,150, and the 1-bedrooms $1,500, and the 2-beds at $2,120. One thing I really like about the 2-bedrooms here, they're great for roommates. Both of the bedrooms are the same exact size, which is very unusual to find in a rental. Studios are also very spacious. You won't find a dishwasher here, but a lot of them have an open kitchen, which really makes it feel more like an apartment rather than just a studio.
Do I have a pool or any of those kind of amenities there?
We do. We've got a gym, we've got a laundry room, we've got an outdoor pool and courtyard area, on-site management, and 24-hour door staff. It's also connected to this.
And we have concrete mixers.
We've got a lot of construction going on, but it's right next to the Treasure Island grocery store, which is a unique upscale grocery store, so you can just walk right over. There's a dry cleaner and the grocery over.
And we've got a great restaurant and outdoor cafe also directly across the street.
Sure. Seen Obama here before, I've heard. I haven't myself. I think he took Michelle there on Valentine's Day a couple of years. It's 1133 North Dearborn. It's a building by Plan Property. We also have studio, 1 and 2 bedrooms in this building. We also have a section of 2-story townhomes right here on the corner, which is also very unique to find, especially as a rental in this neighborhood. So they've got a pool here on the deck, outdoor pool and sun deck, and fitness center, 24-hour door staff, on-site management.
Now, most of these buildings will accept cats, but I think you have to go a little bit off our path to find a dog-friendly building.
Yeah, there's a couple buildings on LaSalle allow dogs. Most of these are just cats on Dearborn. Right here at 1133 Dearborn, we have the highest rooftop pool in the Gold Coast, so you can get your sun and get some great views as well. This building was built in the 70s, so it's got a little bit of a higher price point than some of the more vintage buildings in the area. So here we are at 1117 North Dearborn. This is an 8-story vintage building from the 1920s. We've got studios starting here at about $800, and the 1-beds at $1150. So we've got some updates in the kitchen, gas stoves, and they don't have central AC, but you can definitely get units, as you see, for those hot days like we have today.
And behind that we have 1111 Dearborn.
Another Plan Property building. We don't have balconies here like we have at 1133, but we've got a lot of really great windows, floor to ceiling windows, and gym, on-site management, 24-hour door staff, 1, 2, and studios.
I've met the staff in there. They're terrifically friendly.
They are.
It's a fun environment in there.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's really a nice community building.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but the vintage buildings have no parking, and the newer buildings have parking available.
Parking available, absolutely. And even if you lived at a building that didn't have parking, you could absolutely rent a space
in one of the
nearby.
In one of the newer buildings.
Sure.
You've seen people do that?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
We're standing in front of a high-rise that has multi-million-dollar units in it.
Yes.
And you have reasons it's called the Gold Coast.
Absolutely, absolutely. I've never been in this building, but it's very nice looking and obviously in such a great location, and you can rent right across the street and live the Gold Coast lifestyle with these guys here.
We've moved across the street here. In my field of view, I have going from right to left, 1111 Dearborn, 1117 Dearborn, and 1133 Dearborn. And right behind Stephanie, what do we have there?
We have the 1100 North Dearborn, which is another really great vintage building. Really great prices at this building. We've got studios from about $1,000. One bed's about $1,250, and 2 beds as low as $1,795. And that includes your heat, your cable, and high-speed internet. So we know why they don't have a lot of availability at this building here.
All these buildings are professionally managed.
Absolutely. There's on-site management here, fitness center, maintenance.
What more could you want?
What more could you want? I don't know.
Let's walk around the corner, and we're not going to stop and talk about them, but we have on this block, we have 1036 North Dearborn, we have 1030 North Dearborn. If you need dog friendly, you can go a little bit west to LaSalle Street.
Yes, 1000 LaSalle does allow dogs, small dogs.
What's your favorite building here?
I like 1000 LaSalle. I like it a lot. It's one of the smaller buildings, but they still have a pool and they allow dogs.
Okay. And how are the units?
The units are nice. Plant Property does a nice job with keeping the units updated every time someone will move out. You know, they'll change the carpeting and repaint and do an update to the kitchen if they need to. I also really like the 2 bedrooms at Elm Street Plaza, as I mentioned, really good for roommates. This location here I mean, this is considered to be one of the best locations you can have. As we mentioned, we have access to the lake and the triangle and all the grocery stores, transportation. The buildings were built a little bit earlier than some of the newer buildings, so the studios don't all have a dishwasher. You're not gonna maybe find granite countertops or in-unit laundry, but the prices are actually better than those high-rise buildings that are just being built.
Looking at $1,000 a month cheaper in many cases to be here as opposed to the newer buildings.
Absolutely, yes. And you know, we discussed earlier, you don't quite get as much more. You know, you get the laundry and.
But I get more space here typically, I think, don't I?
Yes, a lot of space here, especially in the buildings as we talked about from the 70s and 80s. They're a little bit bigger than those vintage buildings. The windows in these buildings really help to open it up, bring in as much light as you can.
Now we should both disclose that Planned Property is one of my customers and one of yours.
Absolutely, yes.
ChicagoRentalsDirect.com.
ChicagoRentalsDirect.com. We do have Planned Property listed with us, as well as Habitat.
As well as we've stepped around the corner, and what are we looking at here?
We are on Elm Street. We're looking at 14 and 10 West Elm. It's a little bit off the main drag on your way to the Triangle. We've got 2 buildings here, and we've got 2 bars right in between them. So we'll start with 14 West Elm. It's got studios and 1 bedrooms. It includes heat in the rent, hardwood floors, good closets. We've got on-site management here. And then 10 West Elm is also back from the 1920s. No smoking and no pets in this building, so if you have any kind of allergies, might be a good place to look. Also, hardwood floors, includes heat and gas, cooking gas in the rent.
Have you been in the apartments?
I have been in the management office of both, but they've got such tough availability that last time we visited over to 10 West Elm, they didn't have anything to show us.
So if you spent a half an hour walking around here and you didn't find what you wanted, you could walk just another block or two
just
and
keep walking.
And dozens of more choices.
Absolutely, yes. Lots and lots of rental buildings around here. A lot of things similar, a lot of things different, so you can absolutely find things that will fit your exact needs.